Today our topic is common peroneal nerve. And common peroneal nerve, it is the branch of the sciatic nerve, and that I have told in many times that common peroneal nerve is the branch of sciatic nerve. But the sciatic nerve is composed by two nerves. One is tibial nerve, another is common peroneal nerve. So let's see. This is a picture of the first one, that is the sciatic nerve. Here the green color, it shows the tibial nerve, and again the yellow color, it is the common peroneal nerve, and this is the region of the popliteal fossa. At the superior angle of the popliteal fossa, here the sciatic nerve divides into two parts. One is tibial nerve and another is common peroneal nerve. And the tibial nerve going from superior angle of the popliteal fossa to inferior angle of the popliteal fossa, but the common peroneal nerve from the superior angle to from superior angle it goes to the lateral angle of the popliteal fossa. And from the popliteal lateral angle of the popliteal fossa, it pierces the gastrocnemius muscle and goes to the lateral spect or posterolateral surface of the neck of the fibula. Posterolateral surface of the neck of the fibula, and again it divides into two parts. One is superficial part, another is deep peroneal part, and these are the here showing this is the cutaneous branch, and it is called the sural communicating nerve, and which again join with the sural nerve of the sural branch of the tibial nerve. So the first one, that is the common peroneal nerve. The common peroneal nerve, that is it is a branch of the sciatic nerve, and the root value L4 to S2, that is L4, L5, S1 and S2, and codes it appears in the superior angle of the popliteal fossa and beneath the biceps femoris, and then slopes downwards and reaches to the lateral angle of the popliteal fossa and pierces the gastrocnemius muscle to reach the posterolateral spect of the neck of the fibula. And here it divides into two parts. One is deep peroneal part, another is superficial peroneal nerve. And before giving two branches, that is superficial peroneal nerve and deep peroneal nerve, here the common peroneal nerve gives various branches, like two cutaneous branch and one genicular branch, which are genicular branch, mainly three genicular branch. One is superior genicular branch, and another is lateral inferior genicular branch, and another is recurrent genicular branch. Let us see. This is the posterior spect of the knee joint, and this is the here. This is the popliteal fossa. This is the diamond shaped, and this is the superior angle of the popliteal fossa. Here from here, and the common peroneal nerve from the superior angle and goes downwards and goes to the lateral angle of the popliteal fossa, and reach to the posterolateral spect of the neck of the fibula. There is this is the bones of fibula, the fibula bone. This is the fibula bone. Here it reaches posterolateral spect of the neck of the fibula, and dividing into two parts. One is deep peroneal, another is superficial peroneal part. But before dividing the two parts, it gives three genicular branch, like this way. This is the first one. This is the here knee joint is present, and all the three genicular branch which supply the knee joint. First one, like this way. This is the superior genicular branch, superior and lateral side. This is the lateral side, this is the medial, and superior lateral genicular nerve, and next here is the inferior lateral genicular nerve, lateral genicular nerve, and in the middle there is present the recurrent genicular nerve. This is the recurrent genicular nerve. This is called recurrent genicular nerve. So recurrent genicular nerve, besides it supply the knee joint, it also supply the tibialis anterior muscle. Supply the tibialis anterior muscle. So these are the by name these are the genicular branch, but it also supply the muscle also, that is the tibialis anterior muscle, and that's why it is called the recurrent genicular nerve. So there are three genicular branch is found in case of common peroneal nerve. First one is superior lateral genicular nerve, next recurrent genicular nerve, and inferior lateral genicular nerve. Next come to the point, that is the cutaneous branch. See, this is the posterolateral aspect of the knee joint, and here the common peroneal nerve lies this way. And one is gives for this one. This is the cutaneous branch. This is the cutaneous branch, and this is the lateral side. Cutaneous branch, and this is the lateral. This is called lateral sural nerve. This one is called lateral sural nerve. So from the common peroneal nerve, it descends and to supply the skin and upper 2/3 of the lateral side of the leg. It is lateral sural nerve. It supply the skin of upper 2/3 of lateral side of the leg. Next, another cutaneous branch lies this way, and lies this way. From here, that is the upper part of the popliteal fossa. Think this is the popliteal fossa. The popliteal fossa. From here, that is the upper part of the popliteal fossa. Upper part of the popliteal fossa, it runs downwards on the posterolateral aspect of the calf. That means calf muscle, posterolateral aspect of the calf muscle, and joins with the sural nerve. Like this, there is a thing. This is the tibial nerve, and here it also gives a sural nerve from the middle part of the popliteal fossa and runs within the inferior angle and goes to the posterolateral aspect of the thigh, and here this join with the sural nerve, and this is called this one for the common peroneal nerve, this one for common peroneal nerve, and it is called sural communicating nerve. Sural communicating nerve. So in the common peroneal nerve, there are two cutaneous branches. One is lateral sural nerve, which supply the skin of upper two-thirds of the lateral side of the leg, and the sural communicating nerve, or it is also called the peroneal communicating nerve, and it arises from the upper part of the popliteal fossa and runs downwards to the posterolateral aspect of the calf muscle and joins with the sural nerve. So these are two communicating cutaneous branch of the common peroneal nerve. Now next come to the point, that is the deep peroneal nerve. You can see this is the picture. Here the common peroneal nerve. This is the common part of the common peroneal nerve. This is two parts. One is and this one is deep peroneal nerve. Another is superficial peroneal nerve. Remember that deep peroneal nerve specially supply the anterior compartment of the leg, and the superficial peroneal nerve, this is supply mainly the lateral compartment of the leg. So first one, the deep peroneal nerve. Here in the posterolateral aspect of the neck of the fibula divides into two parts. The common peroneal nerve divides into two parts in this region. One is a superficial peroneal nerve, another is deep peroneal nerve. So from superficial deep peroneal nerve, after arising from the posterolateral aspect of the neck of the fibula, it goes downwards along the anterior compartment of the leg and goes up to the great toe, sole of the foot and great toe. So here a peculiar relation is found in case of deep peroneal nerve. Deep peroneal nerve. This is the muscles of extensor digitorum longus. Next, this is the muscles of extensor hallucis longus. All are the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg. And here below the extensor digitorum longus, one muscle is present. Like this way, this is called the peroneus statius, PT, peroneus statius muscle. And anteriorly here, this is the muscles of the tibialis anterior muscle. And their tendon are situated like this way. This is the tendon of the extensor digitorum longus muscle, and this is the tendon of the peroneus statius muscle, and this is the tendon of the extensor digitorum longus muscle, and this is the tendon of the tibialis anterior muscle. see, this one is anterior tibial artery. It is called anterior tibial artery, and here the deep peroneal nerve, there is a point, it is called anterior intermuscular septum. Between the muscle there is space which is called, it is called anterior intermuscular septum. So that in case of deep peroneal nerve, it enters the anterior intermuscular septum and crosses the extensor digitorum longus muscle, then it runs lateral to the, this side is lateral, this is medial, lateral to the anterior tibial artery in the upper part. Then it goes to the anterior, I think this is anterior to the anterior tibial artery. Then again it lies lateral to the anterior tibial artery, then goes down like this way. So there is some peculiar relation in case of common deep peroneal nerve. That means relation in the upper part, in the upper part, middle part and lower part. In the upper part, the this is the common peroneal nerve. This green color showing the common peroneal nerve. So in the upper part, the common deep peroneal nerve, in the upper part, deep peroneal nerve lies between the extensor digitorum longus muscle and tibialis anterior muscle. So it is the upper part. Here it lies between extensor digitorum longus and tibialis anterior muscle. And in the middle part, it lies between, it is the in the middle part, extensor digitorum, extensor hallucis longus and tibialis anterior muscle. And in the lower part, it is the here it is the lower part, it lies between the tendon of extensor digitorum longus and extensor hallucis longus. Lies between tendon of extensor digitorum longus and extensor hallucis longus muscle. These are the relation with the deep peroneal nerve. Now relation according to the anterior tibial artery. Here the deep peroneal nerve in the upper part, in the upper and lower part. In the upper and lower part, the deep peroneal nerve lies lateral to the anterior tibial artery. So in the upper and lower part, deep peroneal nerve lies lateral to the anterior tibial artery. And in the middle part, deep peroneal nerve lies anterior to the anterior tibial artery. These are the relation of the deep peroneal nerve. So here from going from above to downwards, that is from neck of the fibula up to the sole of the foot, it gives various branches like a muscular branch or cutaneous branch. These are the muscular branch which supply all the anterior all the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg. So these are the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg. The muscle the tibialis anterior muscle and extensor digitorum longus muscle, then extensor hallucis longus muscle, peroneus tertius muscle, and in the sole of the foot, extensor digitorum brevis muscle. So in case of deep peroneal nerve, what are the muscular branches? That means it supply all the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg, which are the tibialis anterior muscle and the extensor digitorum longus muscle, then extensor hallucis longus muscle, then peroneus tertius muscle, and in the sole of the foot, that is the extensor digitorum brevis muscle. And it also gives the cutaneous branch, and cutaneous branch mainly it supply the skin of the first interdigital cleft. That means this one, this is the cutaneous branch. Cutaneous branch, it goes, it is the first toe or great toe, and this one is the first interdigital cleft. This is called first interdigital cleft. So the cutaneous branch here, cutaneous branch supply the first interdigital cleft. And next the articular branch. Here articular branch, that means all the bones which form the arch of the foot, that is the tarsal bone, metatarsal bone, and interphalangeal bone. All these are supplied by this deep peroneal nerve. That means it supply the ankle joint and tarsal joint and tarsometatarsal joint and metatarsophalangeal joint. So the in case of, again I repeat, the deep peroneal nerve, what are the branches? That is the muscular branch, which are tibialis anterior muscle and the extensor digitorum longus muscle, extensor hallucis longus muscle, and peroneus tertius muscle. These are nothing. These are the nothing but these are the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg, and these are supplied by the deep peroneal nerve. And also it supply the one muscle in the which is found in the sole of the foot or dorsum of the foot, which is called, dorsum of the foot, not sole of the foot, dorsum of the foot. It is the extensor digitorum brevis muscle. It is also supplied by the deep peroneal nerve. And the articular branch which supply the ankle joint, tarsal joint, and metatarsal joint and metatarsophalangeal joint. And one cutaneous branch which supply the skin of the first interdigital cleft. Now come to the point, that is the superficial peroneal nerve. So after dividing from the that is the posterolateral spect of the neck of the fibula, it goes downwards and enters the muscle of the peroneus longus muscle. In upper parts, mainly the muscle in the lateral spect of the fibula, the muscle is present, which is called peroneus longus muscle. It reaches to the peroneus longus muscle, then reaches to the peroneus brevis muscle, and here in the peroneus brevis muscle and the extensor digitorum longus muscle, there is a group is found between the peroneus brevis muscle and extensor digitorum longus muscle. So here the superficial peroneal nerve lies deep in the deep fascia, and from here again it comes to the superficial, and then in the ankle joint it is again divided by two parts. One is called medial terminal branch, this one, and this is called medial terminal branch, and another is called, this is the lateral terminal branch. And medial terminal branch, this is the medial terminal branch, again divide into two dorsal digital nerve, that is first one and the second one. So two dorsal digital nerve. So first dorsal digital nerve, it supply the medial side of the great toe. This is the great toe and this is the medial side of the great toe. So the first dorsal digital nerve of the medial terminal branch, it supply the medial side of the great toe. And the second dorsal digital nerve, it supply the adjoining part of the second and third toe. It's the first toe, second toe and third. So it is the adjoining part of the second and third toe. Next, the lateral terminal branch. This is called the lateral terminal branch. It again divided by two dorsal digital nerve. It is first and second. The first one, it supply the adjoining side of the third and fourth toe. This is the first, second, third and fourth. So adjoining part of the third and fourth toe. And the second dorsal digital nerve of the lateral terminal branch, it supply the adjoining side of the fourth and fifth great toe. And the lateral side of the fifth great toe, it is supplied by the sural nerve. So these are the course of the superficial peroneal nerve. So the superficial peroneal nerve, it gives the muscular branch for two muscles, that is the peroneus longus muscle and peroneus brevis muscle. So muscular branch, it gives two muscles, one is peroneus longus muscle, another is peroneus brevis muscle. And one cutaneous branch, it also gives one cutaneous branch, which is for the lateral side, and it is the lateral one third of the lower one third of the lateral side of the leg, and greater part of the dorsum of the foot. So the cutaneous branch, it supply the lower one third of the lateral side of the leg and greater part of the dorsum of the foot. And it's have two medial terminal branch, which it's have two terminal branch. One is medial terminal branch, another is lateral terminal branch. Again I will repeat from the beginning. So the common peroneal nerve, it is the branch of the sciatic nerve, and its root value from L4, L5, S1 and S2. And the course, it appears in the superior angle of the popliteal fossa beneath the biceps femoris, then slopes downwards and reaches the lateral angle of the popliteal fossa. Then it pierces the gastrocnemius muscle and to reach the posterolateral spect of the neck of the fibula, and it divides into two parts. One is the peroneal nerve and another is superficial peroneal nerve. And the branches of the superficial common peroneal nerve, there are two cutaneous branches and three genicular branches. Two cutaneous branches, one is sural communicating nerve, another is lateral sural nerve. Sural communicating nerve, which arises in the upper part of the popliteal fossa and runs on the posterolateral spect of the calf and joins with the sural nerve. And next, that is the lateral sural nerve. It descends to supply to the skin of the upper two-third and lateral side of the leg. And three genicular branches. One is a superior lateral genicular nerve, inferior lateral genicular nerve, and the recurrent genicular nerve. Besides, it supply the knee joint. It also supply the tibialis anterior muscle. And the muscular branch, it sometimes or it may be supply the short head of the biceps femoris muscle. And the common peroneal nerve is divided by two parts. One is deep peroneal nerve, another is superficial peroneal nerve. So in the deep peroneal nerve, branches of the deep peroneal nerve, muscular branch, it supply the muscles of the anterior compartment of the leg, that is tibialis anterior muscle, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus and peroneus tertius muscle, and in the dorsum of the foot for the extensor digitorum brevis muscle. Now the cutaneous branch, supply the skin of the first interdigital cleft, and the articular branch it supply to the ankle joint, tarsal joint, tarso-metatarsal and the metatarsophalangeal joint. Now the superficial peroneal nerve branches, it is the muscular branches, that is the peroneus longus muscle and peroneus brevis muscle, and cutaneous branch it supply the lower 1/3 of the lateral side of the leg and greater part of the dorsum of the foot, and it have two terminal branch, one is medial terminal branch and another is lateral terminal branch. The medial terminal branch again divide by two dorsal digital nerve. The first one supply the medial side of the great toe, and the second that is supply the adjoining part of the second and third toe. And the lateral terminal branch again divide by two dorsal digital nerve. First one supply the adjoining side of the third and fourth toe, and the second one that is supply the adjoining side of the fourth and fifth toe.